Hello everyone. First, I would like to thank Emertxe Information Technology giving a beautiful online internship on embedded system. This is Shabnam Banu and Anisha Begum. We are from Tontadara College of Engineering, Gadag. During this internship, we have built a project on microwave oven. Now I am going to talk about microwave oven with demo of a working. So the content of my presentation is that C programming, data types, conditional and looping constructs, operators, array and pointer, functions, microcontroller and microprocessor, embedded system, what is microwave oven, CLCD, matrix keypad, interrupts and ISR, timers, and project implementation. Next, move on to the C programming. C programming is a general purpose of computer programming language and it is applied and used effectively in various domains. Number system. We have several number system, decimal, binary, octal and hexadecimal. Keywords. Keywords are defined as these are predefined reserved words used in programming that have special meanings to the compiler such as int, float, character and etc. Data representation. We have three types of data representation: bit, byte, and a word. Bit is defined as it is a basic unit of a information in a computer and has a single binary value, either 0 or a 1. In byte, it is a unit of a digital information commonly consists of a 8 bits. In a word, it is the amount of a data that how a machine can fetch and process at one time. Next, integer numbers. Integer numbers, we have two types, positive and a negative. In positive, integer numbers are represented with the whole numbers and negative integer numbers are represented with the two's complement of a positive number. Let's move to the data types. Data types is defined as it is specifies the type of a data the variable can store like int, character, floating and etc. In primary data types, it is divided into character, integer, float, and a byte. Character, it is again divided into three types: character, signed character, and unsigned character. In integer, it is divided into signed and unsigned. In signed, it again divided into int, short int, and a long int. In unsigned, it is divided into int, short int, and a long int. In float, it is divided into float, double, and a long double, and byte. Next, move to the conditional statement. Conditional statement, we have if else and a switch. In if else conditional statement, it says that if condition is a true, statement inside the if block are executed. If condition is a false, the statement inside the if body are not executed. Next, move to the if else. If else statement says that if the given condition is a true, then the code inside the if block is executed. Otherwise, the code inside the else block is executed. Next, if else if. In if else if, it says that it is used when the user has to decide among multiple options. This is the syntax of a if else if. Next, nested if. Nested if means an if statement inside another if statement. It means we can place an if statement inside another if statement. It is the syntax of a nested if. Next, switch statement. Switch statement means it is an alternative to if else that can use it to execute a conditional code based on a value of the variable specified in the switch statement. It consisting of a cases to be executed based on a value of a switch variable. Next, move to the looping construct. Before moving to the looping statement, we should know the what is meant by the loop. Loop means repetition of a statement in multiple times in a particular order. We have three types of a looping construct, that is for loop, while loop, and a do while loop. In for loop, it says that it follows a very structural approach where it begins with initializing a condition, then checks the condition, and in the end execute the conditional statement followed by an updation of a values. First, we have to initialize the variable. For initializing variables, it helps in checking the condition. It acts as an index value when iterating an array or a string. Next, it will check the condition. In checking condition, it says that the condition is a checked before each iteration, and if it is a true, then the iteration of a loop continues. Otherwise, the loop is terminated. Next, it will execute the body of the loop. It says that it is a set of a statement that is variable function that is executed repeatedly till condition is a true. Next, update the values. Next, repeat the same process. While loop. In while loop, it says that it is an entry controlled loop. It will say first check the condition, next execute body and update the variable and repeat the process. Do while loop it is used to repeat some part of a code till given condition is fulfilled. It is a form of an exit control loop. It first body of the loop is executed and then the test condition is checked. Initialization and updation is not a part of the do while loop. Next, move to the operators. Operators says that the one which performs the specific operation, apart from the operation, it also gives back the result. All C operators do two things, that is, operates on its operands and return the value. There are some types of an operators. Operators are arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, and bitwise operators. In arithmetic operators, we can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division and all. In the relational operators, we have greater than, equal to, and less than or equal to. In logical operators, we may have uh, or operators and operators. Bitwise operators, greater than, and less or less than. Next, move to the arrays. Arrays are defined as these are collection of a similar kinds of elements and memory for element allocated on a continuous manner. The address in arrays are a sequential. The array index always starts from a zero. First element of an array is in a lowest address and last element is in the higher address. Total memory size is defined as size of an array into size of any data types. There are several types of an arrays, namely one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and a three-dimensional. Let's move to the pointers. Pointer says that a pointer is a variable that holds the address of another variable. Syntax of a pointer is data type into variable name. There is a one rule of a pointers, that is referencing and a dereferencing. Referencing means it adds an ampersand on a variable to store its address in a pointer. Dereferencing says that add a go-to variable on a pointer to extract the value of a variable it is pointing to. Next, endianness. In endianness means it is a byte ordering of a data. There are two types of endianness, little endian and a big endian. Little endian says that LSB will be stored in the lowest address and MSB, big endian says that MSB will be stored in the lowest address. Next, move to the functions. Function is defined as it is a relation or an expression involving one or more variable. In C language, it have three parameters like input, output, and operation. Why functions are required? The functions are required for reusability, divide and conquer, modularity can be achieved, code can easily understandable and modifiable, functions are easy to debug and test. There are two types of a function parameters, passed by value and passed by reference. In passed by values, it says that it copies the actual value of argument into the formal parameter of a function. Passed by reference, it says that it copies the address of argument into formal parameter. Next, function recursive. Function recursive means it is a process of repeating items in a self-similar way. Identification of a base step and writing recursive case. Next, we have strings. String is the process of a continuous sequence of a character stores ASCII and its extensions. The end of a string is marked with a special character, that is null character, means zero. Preprocessor. Preprocessor is defined as it is a header file which containing a C declaration and macro definition to be shared between several source files. There are two ways of a syntax, system header file and a local header file. This is the syntax of a system header file and a local header file. Next, move to the microcontroller. Microcontroller means it's a compact integrated circuit designed to govern a specific operation in an embedded system. It includes the processor, memory input capabilities, and peripheral function. Choosing a microcontroller, we have applications, performance, price, availability duration, availability of tools, and special capabilities. Next, we have microprocessor. Microprocessor is a type of a miniature electronic device that contains the arithmetic, logic, and control circuitry necessary to perform the function of a digital computer and central processing unit. It is a unit fabricated on a small chip capable of performing ALU operations and communicating with other devices connected to it. In choosing a microprocessor, we have to choose the architecture, cost and power requirements and memory requirements. Next, we have block diagram of a microprocessor and a microcontroller. In microprocessor, It has a CPU and several supporting chip. In microcontroller, it has CPU and it performs on a single chip. The main difference between microprocessor and microcontroller is that in microprocessor, the components are in separate. It is a more flexible and a more design complexity. Example for microprocessor is 8086 microprocessor. In microcontroller, all components are arranged on a single chip. It is less flexible, less design complexity, and it, for example, for microcontroller is 8051 microcontroller. Next, move to the embedded system. Embedded system is defined as it is a combination of a hardware and a software. Example, washing machine. There are categories of a embedded system like standalone, real-time, network, and a mobile. Standalone system. Standalone system means it is defined as it is an embedded system which have self-contained computing system designed to perform a specific task without any external input or output. In a standalone system, we have two types: slave system and an independent system. The slave system means these systems are not intelligent enough, but they are embedded system. Independent system means these system can take action on their own. Next, real-time embedded system. Real-time embedded system is these are embedded system that works on a basis of a real-time computing represented by a dedicated type of operating system like RTOs. Next, networked embedded system. Network embedded system are collection of a processing nodes which are spatially distributed and have varied functionality. Next, mobile embedded system. Mobile-based embedded system are small size systems that are designed to be portable. Next, in the real embedded system, we have three types: hard real time, firm real time, and a soft real time system. Next, move to the components of an embedded system. There are some components in embedded system like sensor, analog to digital converter, processor and FGPA, digital to analog converter, and actuator. The memory is connected to the processor. In sensors, there should be an input at the sensor side and there should be an output at actuator side. Next, move to the requirements of embedded system. There are some requirements in a embedded system like reliability, cost effective, low power consumption, efficient using a processor power, processing power, next efficient usage of a memory. There are some challenges in embedded system: efficient inputs or outputs, embedding an operating system, code optimization, testing and debugging. There are some trends in development of an embedded systems like processor, memory, operating system, programming language, and development tools. Next, we have what is microwave oven. The demo for this project will show my friend Anisa Begum. I over to my friend Anisa.
Hello everyone. First, I would like to thank Emertxe Information Technology giving a beautiful online internship on embedded system. And I am Anisa Begum Chandunavar and my friend Shabnam Banu already said about the requirement of the microwave oven project. Now I will show the demo of the microwave oven project. First, start with the microwave oven. The microwave oven is used to heat the food using the microwave, which is the form of the electromagnetic waves. They are quick and efficient because they channel heat the energy directly to the molecules inside the food. There are several modes of the operation in a various microwave oven: micro mode, grill mode, convection mode, and the start mode. Micro mode. It uses the maximum power of the 900 watt. In this maximum time that we set for your cooking is a 60 minutes. In the grill mode, it works as a micro mode, but the purpose is to cook a meat and the bread. User can set a time as per the cooking time of the meat. Convection mode. In this mode, user can set the oven to preheat for the particular temperature, and it takes 3 minutes to preheat the oven. After preheating is done, then the user can set the timer as per the requirement of the food. This is the project peripherals. In this project peripherals, we are here using the PIC 16F877 microcontroller. It is a PIC microcontroller and is now normally used in the embedded system project like a home automation system, bank security system, and the microwave oven. And the RS232, it is used to control the device when connected to the computers. LED. The LED is a stand for light emitting diode is a semiconductor device that emit a light when an electric current flows through it. Buzzer. Buzzer is an audio signaling device which may be a mechanical or the electromechanical. It includes the alarm devices, timers, etc. Digital keypad. The digital keypad, it includes a keypad where user can enter the code to analog the system. SSDS. It is the 7-segment display. And the matrix keypad, the matrix keypad, it consisting of your push button switches that are located at the columns in the rows intersection of the grid or your matrix. Then GPIO. The GPIO is stand for General Purpose Input Output. It is a port handles both incoming and the outgoing digital signals. The temperature sensor. It is used to measure the temperature. ADC. The ADC used to convert an analog signal to the digital form so that it can be read and processed by the microcontroller. Next, go to the CLCD. The CLCD stands for Character Liquid Crystal Display. In a Pixim lab, there are two types of the display, namely 16 cross 2 display and a 16 cross 4 display. It displays the ASCII character and some special characters. It is the most commonly used in the display. There are two types of the communication modes, 4-bit modes and the 8-bit modes. Next, go to the matrix keypad display. This is the keypad in which a number of the tactile switches are connected in the rows and the columns concept. This is used. This is used when more number of the user inputs are required and still want to save some controllers input output lines. These keypads are most commonly used in the telephones, calculator, digital lockers, and the microwave oven system. Interrupts. An interrupt, an event interrupt. An event that alters the sequence in which the processor executes the instructions. An interrupt is a communication process set up in a microprocessor or a microcontroller in which an internal or external device requests a microcontroller unit or the microprocessor unit to stop the processing. Then the microprocessor unit and the microcontroller unit acknowledge these requests and attend to the request. Goes back to the processing where it was got interrupted pooling. The pooling, it is the state of the continuous monitoring is known as the pooling. It is the process where the computer or the controlling device wait for an external device to check the readiness and the state, often with a low level hardware. The disadvantage of the pooling, loss of the events may occur during the pooling, poor response, less power management. This is the classification of the interrupt. The interrupt are mainly classified as hardware interrupt and the software interrupt. The hardware interrupt, an electronic signal from one an electronic signal from an external hardware device that indicate it need attention from the operating system. The software interrupt occur when an application program terminate or request certain services from the operating system. The hardware interrupt are classified as maskable interrupt and the non-maskable interrupt. The maskable interrupt, it is a hardware interrupt that can be ignored by the instruction of the CPU, and non-maskable, it is a hardware interrupt uh, that can be that the system cannot be ignored by the instruction of the CPU. The ISR, it is the interrupt service routine, and ISR is the software routine that hardware invokes in a response to an interrupt. The ISR attend to the request of an interrupting source by clearing the interrupt flag and should save the register content that may be affected by the code in the ISR. It must be terminated with the instruction return instruction of the interrupt enable. When an interrupt is occur, the microprocessor unit completes the instruction being executed, then it disables the global interrupt and enables. Place the address from the program counter on the stack and return from the interrupt. Timers. The timer is an important application in any embedded system. which is a default peripheral which maintains the timing of any operation in a sync with our system clock. It has a many applications such as the measuring the time and the generating the delays, etc. Timer counters is a software designed to count the time intervals between the events. Resolution, which is also called as the register width, which is consisting of a 8 or 16 bits, etc. The tick is referred as a change from one number to the another number. It may be a up count and the down count. Quantum, which depends on the system clock setting, is a measure of the time which is responsible for the tick. Scaling may be a pre-scalar or the post-scalar. Modes of the timers are a counter, pulse width modulation. The types of the timer modes, timer 0 mode and the timer 2 mode. And this is the MPLAB XIDE. The IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. The MPLAB XIDE is an expandable, highly configured software program that incorporates the power tools to help you to discover, configure, develop, debug, and qualify the embedded design for most of our microcontrollers and the digital signal controllers. The MPLAB XIDE for writing the code. Here we can wrote the code. It is a Pixim Lab. The Pixim Lab is a real-time emulator of the development board with integrated of the MPLab XID for a program the board of the microcontroller. It is support the some Pixim microcontrollers. This is the CLCD display. It is a matrix keypad and it is a buzzer and it is a fan and it is a PIC16F877 microcontroller. It is a Pixim Lab software. First, we go for the file and reload the last. For loading the code, we can use a Pixim Lab. It is a CLCD. In this screen, we can saw the power on screen of a microcontroller. It is the various modes of the microcontroller. First is the micro mode, grill mode, convection mode, and the start mode. First, we go for the micro mode as pressing the key 1. Micro mode in a microwave oven. It is used for heating and cooking the food. It is operated by emitting the microwave radiation at a low or a reduced power level. This mode is mainly used for the gently the heat food items without overheating at the overcooked cooking. For example, melting of the chocolates, etc. In this micro mode, we can set the time as per the requirement of the food. For example, we are setting the 12 seconds. It is not enough for the food. We can clear the screen as pressing the key start. So we can load the time which you how many want. The as per the requirement of the food, we can set the as time 11 seconds and press the hash key for cooking the food. The timer will be running and the fan also be run. If the time is over, the time is over, the buzzer will be indicate that your food is cooked. And the screen will be show the time up. So we can go for the grill mode. It is the same as the micro mode. The grill mode in a microwave oven is a feature that combines a microwave cooking with the use of the heating the elements known as a grill. In this mode, the microwave oven emits the microwave to cook the food, while the grill elements typically located at the top of the oven that provides the direct heat from the above. This combination allows the browning up and the crispiness of the food surface. Grill mode is a particularly useful for preparing the food which has a crispy and a brown top layer, such as the chips and the cheese at the top. In this one, we can set the time as per the requirement of the food. We can set the 8 minutes and the 12 seconds. It is not enough for the food. We can press the star key So we can set the minute as the 1 minute 12 seconds and press the hash key for entering the for cooking the food for a grill for grilling. In this one, the timer will be here running and the fan will be also be running. We can here pause as pressing the 5 key 5, and we can here start in the resume as pressing the key 4, and we can press the key 6 for a stop, and it moved to the uh, various modes of the operations. Then we go for the convection mode as pressing the key 3. In this one, we can set the temperature for preheating the oven. 1, 1, 1, 2. Then pressing the hash key for preheating the oven. In this one, we can set the time for the preheating. The preheating in the oven, microwave oven is the process where you heat the microwave oven to specific temperature before placing your food for a cooking or a baking. For example, cake. For cake, for baking a cake, we can preheat the oven first. And here is set the temperature as 40 seconds. Then we can hash the for the baking the cake for 40. We can pause as pressing the key 5, and here we can start and the resume as pressing the key 4, and the stop we can pressing the key 6. As pressing the key 4, it is the start mode. In this one, the timer will be automatically set for a 30 second, and we can pause as pressing the key 5. For releasing, we can set we can press the key 4 for a start and the resume. In this one, the CLCD display how many seconds are remaining for your cooking, and the fan will be running, and after the time is over, the buzzer will be indicate that your food is cooked or your cake is a baked. So this is our project. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much.